Hi guys and welcome back to another DrAce video, and today we're going to be playing TT Isle of Man 3, Right on the Edge, and we are back with career mode. This time around it's Peter Hickman on board the superbike of BMW M1000RR from 2021, and we're here in the St John's course. This is the full version, so we've got the entirety of St John's course to tackle, not once but twice, to complete the objective of beating the time of 14 minutes and 50 seconds. Now bear in mind, I did a video just like this a couple of days ago with Lee Johnston in the 600 class for the Super Sports, and I gotta say it was extremely stressful, but this time the added difficulty of the bigger, more powerful, beefier bikes, and of course the rain, the elephant in the room, the wet weather race is going to be a hell of a challenge. I haven't done the full version in quite a long time, or don't even know if I've done the full version. I've definitely broke them down into different sections, but regarding the full version at once, in the rainy conditions, this could be very difficult as we got very close to the wall there. I thought that was going to result in a possible crash, but back to it as we now bring on the power and into the left hand side. I did in fact change some of the electronics for this one. I had some bizarre crashes in this particular challenge. I restarted it a good couple of times, I won't lie. This wasn't my first run, and I gotta be honest, I had so many bizarre crashes that I was genuinely concerned of what was happening. I really didn't know why I was crashing. I saved loads of clips and I analysed them quite a few times, and I couldn't understand why I was crashing. The only one thing I could really fathom out, that maybe I was losing traction, maybe the wheelie was occurring and I was lifting the front up in accidental. I don't know. I really don't know. So I have increased electronics. Anti-lock braking has now gone to 1. I was finding in some attempts I was locking the brakes a lot, and locking the brakes in wet weather conditions is a no-go. You just slide on, so be very, very careful. So anyway, bringing on the power, we're going to brake quite early for this part here. I don't like the idea of going in here too quick, because you might tackle the first corner, but that change of direction to the right hand side might not work out well, and there's a big bump in the middle of the road there, and most of the section from this point onwards here has some rather innocuous long straights with a couple of corners added on, and they don't seem intimidating, but when you hit those bumps and you have a few moments, it does send your confidence a little bit off. I crashed here once or twice and I really didn't know why. Here in this point is just a scary dip in the road there, and you sort of just straight into the seat, but it's actually quite stable. Random moments like that is where things get a little bit concerning. Whether it's just the wet weather conditions, whether I'm a little bit heavy-handed with this DualSense controller, I'm not entirely sure, but there was just a few scary moments throughout this run, and it was challenging. It was absolutely challenging, but that is what makes this game so rewarding, and that's why I very much enjoy playing TT Isle of Man 3. I'm really impressed with this game, and I'm still very much enjoying my time with it, and I hope you guys are too, because I'm still doing a lot more content on TT3. I do plan to bring some of the other bike games back very soon, so if you're looking forward to seeing more DrAce content and more bike games from this channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button, and also, very importantly, let me know which bike games you want to see. I did start the MotoGP season mode with Marco Melandri, still yet to finish that, and of course I do want to start a Red Bull Rookies Cup right before the beginning of MotoGP 23. So back on it then, we'll now go into probably the fastest couple of sections now on this circuit. The fastest part is most definitely the last part. We can get up to around 190, maybe 190 plus miles per hour in the final part, but here approaching halfway, actually just getting across halfway now. Already done 4 minutes of this session, so we have 10 minutes remaining to complete 1.5 more laps. I'm not sure. It's very ominous. Having that time trial there is just scary. In the wet weather conditions, for some reason in my career mode at the moment, it is nothing but wet weather riding. Every challenge that seems to appear has involved either rainy or, just rainy conditions. Of course, that is the only option for this game, isn't it? The rainy option compared to cloudy or even dry, and there's certainly no dry at this moment in time. But charging down the long straight, I'm going to try and position the M1000RR over to the right there and back into the left as we go pretty sharply into the change of direction at 170 plus miles an hour, into the left-hand side, reaching 180. We'll now start to gradually brake and just downshift a couple of times just to get into the right-hand side of the Knockshari. Now bring on the power, but keep the front end down. There's a lot of bumps here, a lot of jumps, and of course positioning on the circuit is paramount for staying on board the bike. Beautiful little jump there, that keeps us on board the bike, looking pretty solid so far, if I do say so myself. Now braking into the right-hand side. This is the first time of tackling this area, but my goodness, it feels like I've tackled this part a lot in my time with TT3 so far. Electronics and everything is still the same. I didn't faff around with the fuel because as far as I'm concerned it doesn't make any difference. At least I haven't noticed in my testing recently. As we make another couple of jumps there, we're going to get into this part of the city now that makes me a bit nervous. So we must be careful here. I had some very strange crashes here in the wet, so I'm going to lose a little bit of confidence and just gradually bring the BMW to a halt. Nice and easy, nice and gentle, no hard braking, just calm, collected braking. Tackled it pretty well there, so unfortunately just brought on the power a little bit prematurely. But now coming out of the right-hander there, now back over to the left-hand side. I'm going to try and hit the apex of the pavement. Not bad. Could have gone a bit tighter there, but I guess we don't really need to be hitting tight apexes. We just need to be staying on the bike and staying focused. The long straights with the 600s is my downfall. It's my lack of concentration. It's where I begin to make the mistakes. But with these bikes, you go through the straights relatively quick. And with that speed, there's a lot of corners. There's a lot of tight, twisty sections that you have to be really on the top of your game. So I'm not going to lose my concentration on this one, and I feel very solid. It's very nerve-wracking, I won't lie, and we're travelling here about 180 plus miles an hour. I think we almost reached 190 there. We might even here. But this is a corner that I'm still not particularly confident in, so I'm going to have to wing it. Downshifting down to about third gear, keep it into the right-hand side, a quick change of direction and a small adjustment just so we didn't bash our head into the railing and fences on the right-hand side there. Hickey, still on it. Across the line, we will go and we will put in a lap time of a 7-minute 19-second. That bodes well for us right now as we get extremely close to the curb and the pavement. Be very, very careful as we go on the approach to the Ballacrane. And we bring on the power again a little bit too prematurely. The right trigger on the DualSense controller does not bode well for small, simple movements. Still learning with the DualSense. But a lap time of a 7-minute and, 19? Ooh, we're going to have to put a better lap than that one to make sure that we get this one done. My only concern is that, or at least what is going in my favour, is that was from a standing start. We travelled across the line on that lap very rapidly. So we should have a good couple of tenths of a second in our back pocket here. Maybe even a few seconds. I guess we'll find out on this final lap of today's video. Peter Hickman giving it everything around this circuit of St. John's Course. Now into the left-hand side. I don't feel particularly quick around here compared to what we did on the first lap. A little bit of nerves just creeping in. Heart beginning to pound. Just a little bit tense at this stage of the race. And I will say, oh, small moment on the rear. Try not to rear brake in the wet if you can, guys and girls, because, yeah, moments like that will occur. My dreaded right-hander here with the RST signs, I have managed to fathom out. I'm actually doing that one quite sufficiently. It used to be when I first started this game that the slower corners where I would lose the majority of my speed. Now, I feel like some of my best corners. So I am pretty much enjoying this one right now. As we go back onto the straight, small amount of hang time there. Goes the M1000RR. Back over to the right-hand side. I think you can tackle this with a bit more speed, but I'm going to downshift to fifth. I just haven't got the cojones to go straight into there with absolute determination and no regard for human life. Not doing it there, or not in the second lap. I might risk it on the first lap because I can quickly restart, but not on the second. That's pushing it a bit too beyond my limits. So nice and early on the brakes, tuck in tight to the wall, back over into the next wall. Beautiful, really tight, precise couple of corners there. Smooth movements with the analog stick, keeping the bike straight, keeping it pushing forward. We haven't got time to look around the scenery. We haven't got time to be worrying about these corners. Just tackle it with confidence. Down onto the gears into the left-hand side for the third gear, back into fourth, into fifth, and then we'll start dropping it down here. Not too aggressively. Drop down the gears too quickly there, and that's it, you're gone. Got to keep the bike straight here because there's a very small couple of moments. You see the camera just trying to fight to maintain the locked camera position with the bike. As things are getting a bit tense. You know what I think? I think we're going faster here now. I do feel like we've gone quicker into this section. Before it, though, I think we might have lost a bit of time. But we are approaching the halfway point of the final lap today. 4 minutes and 20 seconds remaining of this challenge. Can we do it? It's going to be close, this, guys and gals. This is going to be tight. A little bit deep for the left-hand side there. Very difficult 90-degree corner to tackle. Done it with style. Typical Peter Hickman style. Onto the power again. There's a small wheelie there. Managed to balance it out quite nicely there, as a matter of fact. Tried to keep the front wheel down. Didn't want to run anti-wheelie 3 because I find it takes too much control away from the bike. I'm happy with the second option of anti-wheelie. Probably still could have got away with anti-wheelie 1, but I'm happy. I'm happy with the electronics I chose. Very close to the wall again. I remember getting super close to that last time. I think I did a rain with, was it Forest Dunn? Yeah, I think I did use Forest in this one, and my goodness, that was tight. 11 minute 18 seconds for this section. Oh, it's going to be close, isn't it? I'm trying to do the maths. We finished at what, 7 minutes plus? 7 minutes 19, 7 minutes 20, something like that. And at this point, we were 4 minutes in. We're about trending a little bit behind, as a matter of fact. A good 10, 15 seconds, I'm not entirely sure. I'd have to try and work that out some other point. But right now, we're in a part of the track that I'm very confident in. I did this part in helmet cam when I was showing off the different camera angles. Did that quite a few times, so I'm quite confident now with this section here. And of course, guys, if you are enjoying the content, don't forget to subscribe as we now charge back to another left-hander. Still full throttle, still using the tuck-in button. As we, a small moment as the bike went sideways. The BMW almost kicked off. The multiple TT winner himself, Peter Hickman. British Superbike rider as well, of course, for Hickey. Never, ever stops working. What a legend. As we now go to the right-hand side for Knock Sherry again. Into the bushes, into the shrubbery. It must have absolutely blasted his helmet as he went through there. Back into the left-hand side. Lost a bit of confidence there. Went a little bit more gentle. But I guess at this stage there is a lot to lose. And of course with the TT, if you do crash in some of these corners, unfortunately you lose a lot more than just a time in a computer game. You lose much, much more. Don't even need to spell that one out for you, do I? So, bringing on the power and past the ambulance, we are approaching the final quarter of this lap. I think we've got this, you know. I really feel confident, but my only concern is, do we have any strange, random moments where the bike just crashes? I'd rather it didn't. Please don't do it. I've been trying this challenge for a good 5 or 6 times now. I don't want to be doing it again if I can. Hard on the brakes will go, nice and early upon the brakes, nice and gentle as Hickey pulls in. Oh, rider weight wasn't confident there. I tried not to lean in too much, maybe like halfway on the left analog stick. As we bring on the power once more. Get into the left hand side, get back onto the brakes. Very gentle. Look at the brake marker in the bottom right corner of your screen there. I'm not hitting the brake fully, it's about halfway to 3/4. The acceleration on the other hand is getting blasted right now. 1 minute remaining to tackle this objective. Can we do it? It's going to be close. It's going to be exceptionally close. Maybe I should have upgraded this bike a little bit more. Maybe that would have helped me on these long straights. I don't know. But so far, so good. Into another left-hander here. Still pushing aggressively. 191 miles an hour reached a moment ago. And here it comes. The right-hander of dread. On the brakes will go, nice and calm, nice and gentle, close to the walls and the railings again. Back into the left-hand side. It's a bit nerve-wracking, it's a bit tense, but guys, I think we've done it. Charging down the streets of Isle of Man, across the line, and we've done it with about 12 seconds remaining. What a performance. Oh my god, that felt good to complete. That was brilliant. What was our lap times anyway? I'm rather keen to see. And look at the time difference between those lap times. That's astonishing. We were quicker on the first lap with the interval start by 6 thousandths of a second. Wow. Consistency paid off in the rain here in the St. John's course with Peter Hickman. But guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, let me know in the comment section down below. Big shout out to all the fans and supporters who've subscribed to the DrAce pit crew. I do appreciate those who've joined the channel membership, and you can do so with the link in the description down below. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next video. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and ciao for now. Oh hi, didn't quite see you there. Good to see you're still here. If this video didn't quite set your appetite, then why not watch some more DrAce content by clicking the video shown on screen now. Furthermore, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so now with the links down in the description. Consider subscribing so you don't miss a single DrAce video.